If you've been wearing your diamond mittens, then you will be rewarded with kindness and friendship. This is the Bitcoin chart, and by the looks of it, it appears as if the Bitcoin spot ETF has been approved, but that is actually the contrary to what's really happened. The corrupt SEC has rejected the ETF or just delayed it until next year. They are the corrupt SEC, friends. We knew something like this was going to happen because Roca Negra has the tentacles out with JP Mosquito, Goldman Slugs, Bank of Ants, and of course, City Bugs. We have some juicy news for you today, ladies and gentlemen. And baby dolls, take a seat over there. This chart has been going up, but we got rejected. What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. We are still green in the buy zone on the weekly super trend for Bitcoin. And we've been continuing to push up. It has been such a long time, man. Like almost 200 days. Like get out of this zone. But this is what we need to do. We need to consolidate around here. And this increases my confidence that once we finally do clear the zone, we ain't coming back. Like this is such a long time. I know with crypto, friends, it doesn't just move like in exact range like this. Like this is its range. It's always got a slight tilt and a slant. So once we clear this zone, I think that's it. There's no reason to ever come back. But I mean, like it can still get scary. I mean, we can go to 45, 50K, come back to 30, scare everyone, you know. Or we can just go to 40K, come back to 30, screw around, go back up to 50, and then continue. But the good thing is we hopefully never ever see this zone again. And as we go to higher prices, the market eventually sniffs it out, and all our beloved altcoins, PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, Community, ChainLINK, and everything else starts to get a proper bid because the market's starting to wake up to the fact that Bitcoin has officially cleared its bear market zone. But right now, everybody still believes that there is a 12K possibility on the cards. So this was the news as it happened, right? Just in, corrupt Gary Gensler delays Roca Negra ETF to let them accumulate more before dumping on retail. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's not even tongue-in-cheek. That's what it is. The whole game is they accumulate first and they dump on retail later. So I've mentioned to you many times, if you watch my videos, which I know you have, and of course you made sure to like, subscribe, press the belly button and all, and shock the algorithm and share with your friends and family. So if you watch the videos, friends, you'll know I always wanted the ETF to come later because it's such a clear signal. You know, I said, well, it's not up to me. It's up to the gods, the trading gods out there. But I've always said, I'm like, man, why are we getting this ETF talk in 2023? It was my dream to have it. Maybe they talk about it 2024 and then they launch it May 2025 because that's just the most obvious, like get out, just get everything out. They've launched the ETF. You've had 2 years to buy. It's all over. That's what we would prefer. But, you know, they are pushing it further down the line. The next big meeting is in January. It might be approved there. Why? Because that's the election year and they want to just like hold it off so it looks like, oh, this year, you know, look at the things we did for you this year recently. Or they might even delay it later than that. The good thing is the market price is in the future. That's why, look, please, if you're a baby doll, baby cake and a blueberry pie, you got to understand something, okay? Please, how many times have I told you the secret to markets is positioning? And the market is a forward pricing mechanism. It is not going to wait for the ETF to be approved to go, oh, well, now we're going to go up. No. You see this whole move? That's pricing in the ETF. You know that, right? So, and if we keep going up, that's pricing in the ETF. But what are people going to think? They go, wow, you know, maybe the Fed's going to cut rates now and stimulus and the bonds are moving and now we've got the ETF. Things can't possibly get worse from here. Doesn't work like that. Remember what happened with XRP price and the SEC after they finally cleared the good, the good news? Okay, we just sink back down. So everybody here got exit scammed and trapped. Don't forget, the market doesn't care about this. It's all about the cycles. That's why, friends, I know. Look, corrupt chairman Gary Gensler, yes, he chugs a lot of semen, but the price action was going to happen that way anyway. It's just that, you know what? Bad luck for you. We now have a common enemy, so we can blame everything on you. And we will, okay? That's their worst nightmare, is for this to happen. But even if you removed him, that clown, and you gave us the ETF and whatever, we'd still have the same, relatively same ranges and chart pattern, okay? It's part of the cycle. It is what it is. Just like how you can't put enough fundamental good news to make us break the cycle with all the altcoins, it's the same thing on the bad side as well. You can't just like reject stuff and be a naughty boy and make us go down. These cycles are very powerful. But also in some juicy breaking news, the Ethereum Futures ETF has been approved. That's right, the Ethereum Futures. But It's not the beginning of the good times, friends. It's actually the beginning of the strangling. Okay, the strangling is when JP Mosquito, they're gonna get their tiny little mosquito hands, bzz, bzz, they come suck your blood, and then they're just gonna come slowly introduce more paper Ethereum so they can control it. Okay, look, thing is, they have every incentive to make ETH BTC go up. I've told you so many times. Why? It's because Ethereum is proof of stake. Okay, they would want the people to be shown the way of Ethereum. They're like, oh, look at this proof of stake. We are green energy. Look at this thing goes up. You know, you should move Bitcoin off proof of work and come to proof of stake. They're going to bribe the people. It's going to take a while, but that's their long-term plan. Of course, these people, they're overlords, they're reptilians. They don't age properly. They live for thousands of years. They're not coming to just go like, oh, geez, I want this ETF in 6 months. They play a very long-term game. And don't forget, the only difference between conspiracy and truth is about 6 months. What have I been saying to you this whole time? The corrupt SEC, why did they allow this Ethereum Futures ETF? And they did allow it, by the way. It's because the bug eaters can strangle crypto long run. Why? Why can they do that? Because it introduces more paper Bitcoin, paper Ethereum. They want more of the paper stuff. What does paper mean? It means if you want to bet on it going down, you don't need to own the commodity. You can do it by having dirty printed currency in your account. Surprise, surprise. I go, okay, let's print $100 billion, put it in the account. All right, sweet. Now I can get short on you, and the tail will wag the dog. And you know, all of us are excited, except the unfortunate Bitcoin maxis. Look at this. Squidward. Here's the Ethereum Futures ETF. This is literally ChainLINK pumping. The Bitcoin maxis are just watching everybody party and have fun. They're like, because that's all they have. Like, that's all they really have. Now, Bitcoin maxis, God bless their hearts, they are trying to shield crypto to the highest of high games, which is getting the world governments to come on board. And they're trying to convince everybody with the psyops that, hey, if you don't print money and buy this, someone else will. So they're doing a fantastic job. That's why, friends, I know I'll make a lot of videos telling you the truth, and you don't actually need Bitcoin to go to millions of dollars. We don't actually need it. We don't actually need Bitcoin to ever go $100,000. And what I mean by that is governments can theoretically increase the effectiveness of their policies and how they rob people, and they can do things better. They can. We don't actually need it to go up. But if we do that, you don't get rich. It's just that the Bitcoin maxis, a lot of people in the Bitcoin camp, they can't admit this yet anymore. Okay, at the start it was FU money. You wanted to admit it, but now you don't. Why? Because it's hard to tell people with like $7,000 of Bitcoin that, oh yeah, you're actually not going to retire. It's just a very like long-term 30-year savings vehicle at best at this point. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we do get infinite money printing and we go parabolic. But you see what's happening, man. It's become a mature market, okay? So Bitcoin Maxi is now watching ETH BTC strongly catch a bid. This is the actual ETH BTC chart. If we zoom in right now, this is a weekly chart. You see this tiny little green candle. I mean, it's not doing much, but hey, it stopped itself from going to zero. See, it wasn't going to zero, friends. It's all liquidity linked and everything's fine. We've also been seeing ChainLINK do the pumpity pump, approaching towards $8. Remember, we've got to close above it. It might even be $7.92. I'm going to show you that. So here I am as a tongue-in-cheek because there is rumors that Sergey Nazarov is Satoshi Nakamoto. That's why I mentioned that. Now the Bitcoin maxis have to watch Satoshi pump his new project, ChainLINK. I think Link will be kind to believers. I don't know why. I got a different feeling about this move. Every other move that's come beforehand, it's been like, yeah, I've always had like these inklings. I go, oh, something big's happening, but it was big to the downside. It's just the thing we've finally been through enough pain. Or have we? Look at this. Is a fascinating thing that happened, okay? By the way, this is very annoying. So, see these 7 circles, friends? Look at this. See these circles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This was ChainLINK hitting top of a range. Every time it did that, Bitcoin dropped 22%. Every single time. Link just went up to the top. That's it. A Bitcoin drops literally 22%. All altcoins sank like 30 to 40%. 6 times. So every time Link rallies, there's the average of 22% Bitcoin drop. That's an enormous Bitcoin move. It happened 6 times in the past. The whole crypto industry got obliterated every single time. That's why whenever ChainLINK pumps, we would all post the memes on Twitter like, uh-oh, everybody's about to get wrecked. You know, we'll do some very funny memes and some good times. It wasn't so good watching your portfolio disintegrate into zero. But, you know, we are now approaching the 7th time. Is this going to be the one where we finally break it? Or is it going to be Goblin Town again? That'll be crazy if it is. And some beautiful information about PulseX. So, yes, showing some love for PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex community. Showing some love? No, more like showing some knowledge. Okay, because there's no love when you see all these red sales, bang, 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 bang. This person had $10 million in PulseX. Now they only have $1 million. You see, friends, this is why you like, and then you press subscribe, you press the belly button, and you press all, and then you share with your friends and family, and you shock the algorithm for me. It's because I've been telling you in thousands and thousands of posts and videos combined, I've been telling you the most damaging people to the system of any crypto are the sharks. Now, this person's technically a whale, but what do I mean by shark? It's sharks have around the round number of $1 million. So I'm going to show you, look at exactly everything I've been saying. Mr. Gold Key posted this picture. This is just beautiful. Like, it's just amazing. Okay, so this was the number 8 biggest PulseX whale, number 8 in the whole system. He put a total value of, so he put in 4 million, but because of the bonus, he got 10 million, okay? So 9.8 to be exact. So this is it right now. You can see here, 9.6 million, whatever, round it up, okay? So he had about 10 million. All right, this is insane. Insane. This screwed us, by the way. So just so everyone knows, but it is what it is. Okay. Just a quick comment on that. It only screws us if you look at the downside, because what we don't know is how the treasury will eventually be used. You know, can Ricardo Corazon or whoever it is that controls the PulseX sacrifice fund, whoever controls it, can they add more value than, you know, giving away those coins? Okay, so for example, can the the $4 million given as bonus, that person who sacrificed for it, they put it into the sacrifice fund. Okay, we've given him a bonus for that. Now he dumped the price down. Can we add more value than what they dumped? We don't know yet. We're speculating. So if we didn't think it would happen, it could happen, then we wouldn't even be long in the first place. You wouldn't participate. But this is the game of speculation, friends. We have no expectations. It's just that we kind of hope, right? We have hope that it kind of works out. But it does suck right now to see everything get obliterated. Now, this person received around, $9.5, $10 million in total points. Started selling. Look, he has sold most of the bag. He's only got about 980K now. Now, I've told you thousands of times, what do people do? They gravitate towards round numbers. You understand? No one says, oh, I want to make a 27.2x. No, everyone says, yeah, I'll be happy with like a 50x. I'll be happy with 100x. Right? I'll be happy with 1 million. I'll be happy with 2 million or 5 or 10. We'd use these round numbers in our mind. You see this person, what did he do? He saw the portfolio go down. He saw everything go down, and he's like, oh, I've got 1 million left. If this thing goes to 0, I've lost everything. So I better sell out now. I better just get my 1 million worth. And that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. Look at all these sales. I'm going to show you right now. Look at all these sales. So he started selling heaps. And you want to know something that's interesting? This is the definition of a retailer. Why? Look how much he sold when it was down 93%. Look how much he sold when it was down like 80%. Okay, so he increased his sales as the price went lower. He basically capitulated harder as the price went lower. This is selling low. All right. So what would this person do? This is, by the way, not to pick on this person if you're listening. Okay. Everybody does this. This is average retail. This is retail and normies. This is why most people don't make it. This person, I wouldn't be surprised if they fluked it. They basically went all in on Hex on day one and they got it, and now they don't know how to basically control anything. See, friends, this is how people lose all their money. We're going to tell stories about this in the future. Like, bro, you had 10 million one day. Now you only have like 700K, which is still a lot, but wow, you really screwed things up. So these people, on average, dwindle themselves out of a career. Okay, eventually. Now they don't go to 0, but they do significantly get destroyed. And then later on down the track, when you're not looking, people hurt themselves in ways you can't imagine. So when it went lower, he sold more. These are the people that when you see something going up, so let's say you just had this chart here. When it starts going up, they increase more. So they might use 1 unit down here, they buy 3 up here, and they buy like 20 units up here. That's how they do it. This is what everybody wants. This is buying high. This is what everybody does, right? This is what we want to see, those big green candles turn around like green. Then everybody wants to get in. You see, it feels so much psychologically better to be adding to a position that's moving on side. But really all you're doing is you're playing the momentum on a weekly candle. It's just that you don't know how the next 3 weeks are going to land. It's just that you feel more confident because in the past 1, 2, or 3 weeks, or if you're playing off monthly candle, it just feels better because it's been going up for longer. That's all that's been happening. And I'd like to remind you, of course, okay, there is nothing we can do about it You just let them destroy themselves out. That's all we can do. The prices are down. Yes, it sucks. It is sad to see. Hopefully go up one day. That's it. No expectations, right? And I just got to remind you, okay, don't be a retailer. This is buying high. This is selling low. Okay, you increased your clip sizes on the way down. It's counterintuitive. It got cheaper and cheaper. All right. So, like, I want to ask you, what changed between when you got in and now? So, like, okay, they might say that's what they say. They say, okay, Richard's gone. Okay, they'd say, okay, number one, Richard's gone. 2, I don't like the SEC. And 3, I don't like how the launch went. Okay. Well, I want to tell you something. That has absolutely nothing to do with the number of people in the network. Okay. To the extent that it's been sold down. All right. So I don't think this thing down minus 93% justifies the amount of people who have left PulseX, because I think they'll come back in 5 seconds, to be honest. I think they can come back in 5 seconds. I think some green candles pushes it around. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum going up and screaming higher. And because we are real DeFi and freedom of speech, I think it will turn around. But that's the whole punt, right? There's no guarantee with this because these people have left. Yes, there's no 100% certainty, but this is the game we're playing. So here's the Pulse chart, for example. Yeah, it hasn't done really too well. We've done 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 green weekly candles, but they're very, very tiny. This is PulseX. This is like, you can't even see the candles. You can't even call these green. I mean, it's still obliterated from the top, but that's what they've done. Now you know why the price in PulseX has been obliterated so much. It's because these people have just complete fear. They're completely strapped in their seat and they're scared what's going to be shown in the horror movie, and it is what it is. But if you just chill out, man. You just chill out and remember, okay, you are only like 250 million market cap. This makes no sense to me. We can actually check the real number here. Yeah, wow, you're 238 million market cap. It's actually lower than I thought. This makes absolutely no sense. Look, I do see a world. If Bitcoin's 80K, I see Coinbase heading towards 100 billion valuation. I can see the actual fake governance Uni heading towards there with all the centralized features it starts to put in. I can see it happening. I don't see why it's an issue to expect like a 5 billion PulseX, which I know it sucks. It's a 25x from here, right? 5 divided by 0.238. Yeah, it's about a 21x from here. I see absolutely no issue with that, considering we've given like 70 billion valuations to Doge and SHIB, for example, and Cardano hit like 100 billion. So for PulseX to get to 5 billion as a DEX, by the way, that's around where Uni is today. I don't see any issue with that at all. And you might even get a bit more for Euphoria. So, and you got the buy and burn, man. This is, look, I understand, friends. I know, I didn't feel good about this at the start, but remember, this is how a professional thinks. You're like, wait a minute. I know you're trash, but you're not like this trash. Like, get over yourself. You're going to talk about 93%? Get out of here. You serious? It's too cheap, man. It's too cheap. Now, that's why you follow me, friends, because I'm telling you, it's very hard to find people in this game who get convicted like me when the price goes down. Okay, we're all feeling bad. I feel bad when I wake up too, friends. Of course, I feel bad, but I don't say, oh, golly gee, this person knows more than me. I don't say that. I say, you are wrong. You turned 10 million into 1 million. You realize that loss. You got out. You're doing something wrong. You bought high. You've sold low. Many others are going to do the same. I'm not going to do the same, though. I'm going to see how this plays out in the next 2 years. I hope you're here along for the ride. Make sure you like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. I appreciate every single one of you. Catch you in the next one.